Excellent. We're back into business, Bonson. We are back in business.
Which will release a
Top two. Cool. Have we got starting soon? Track weight 1. Cool. Let's put my NEC back up. Oh, fucking hell. That didn't take long, did it? Bloody ding dong. God, look how dusty it is. It really wants cleaning, you Bronson. Badly. Brand new switch. Switch 2. I'll bugger off with your shames and your dings. Can we mute notifications? Let's have a look. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Notifications. App notifications. Let's turn AliExpress off because that's doing my friggin' head in. Cool. So, you want to join us? See you next time. And welcome back, guys. into part 10 of the arcade Lego build, and we're going to continue where we left off. We've put all these bits on, so we're up to part 10 out of 14, so we're not far from the end now. So first things first, let me just get rid of the phone. We don't want that being a distraction, like it always is at the end of the day. So part 10, as usual, everything goes out on the mat. We've got I need to open up Kit Kat there. I'm not keen on Kit Kats. It's bloody mocha. Really? Freaking coffee with chocolate. I've never tasted one. I bet that's going to be, it might be a yuck situation. I like a little bit. I only like Cadbury's, but I don't even like a lot of that. God, Jesus, fuck it. Did they fucking glue it or something? Yeah, it must have. At the end of the day, glued the bloody things together. Right. Anyway, very good. Let me put the bags saturated away. Why is just everything just an episode at the end of the day? Everything I touch just disintegrates, falls apart. You know. Cool. So, Kit Kat over there. We'll add that in a minute, because I need to crack on, get this done, because it's just driving me up a friggin' wall. Right. So, nice sort of layout with the parts, because this is what I always do to the first bag at the end of the day, and the other two bags I always leave up here, just in case, you know, because you know you're going to need bits out of that. So, first part we're going to need, right, take my glasses off, we're going to need some little red bits. Oh God, here we go. They're not in here. That's definitely, how many do we need? One? Look, it looks like a little red eye or something. Is it a cherry? Ah, it's a cherry. Little tiny red cherry. Ah, right, okay. Oh yeah, they did have cherries in, didn't they? In the things, I forgot. Now we want two little black ones. Oh God. Hold up. Yeah, we got them in here. Okay. We got another one? Yeah. Fiddly as hell. Cool. Now we need these black funnels. Two of them. Oh, yeah, there's another one of them. No, you only need one. Oh, right, okay. One of the funnels, two of them. We need one of these. What the heck is that? It looks like it's got. No, that's not it. Well, it ain't in here. It looks like it's got a hole in one side. Ah, here we go. One of them. Strange contraption. At the end of the day, so it's got like two little crosses in a circle. Right, okay. It means we want them. One of them, and we want a brown. Yes, brown one of these. Cool. Okay. And one light blue. Oh, right. Looks like an arrow. Okay. Okay, that means we want one. Yeah, we got one of them. So like a blue arrow. Oh, let's come off again. Bloody thing. Right, okay. Okay, no worries. We'll put that back on. So first things first, it's telling us to take the first part and put it underneath the the small part that fits underneath that cylinder, the chimney. Cool. And then we have one, one sits on top of it. Hold up, I'm really confused now. Does one bit sit on top, or one bit sits? Yeah, one sits at the bottom, one sits at the top. And then the cherry sits on top of the top part. Right, okay. Fair enough. So it sits like that. Okay. You can see the cherry. Cool. And then we need to take the just one with the circle. We need to put that on top on the brown one, the long shaft, which we have. So it's created this. Cool. We need to put that at one end, right, preferably the bottom, and push it a quarter of the way up. Now remember, you've got a 1-to-1 on here, so you can match it, which is exactly where it needs to be. So if you're never sure the depth, when you see the red box when it says 1-to-1, right, you can clearly see it says red to 1-to-1. So you can match it the exact depth, because the 1-to-1 gives you the exact measurement that you need at the end of the day. So what I need to do now is put that blue, light blue rocket one to at the other end. So you should be faced with a little bit sticking out and the exact bit that sticks up. So we've got the centre separate, which is cool. Now this looks like this sits in the centre, because again you've got to eyeball it, which is not great. This sits in the middle pin, so basically right in the middle one of where you can't, the 3 pins in this, the thing on here, we need that middle one. So it's got to sit, that part sits right in the middle, right? Okay, so it partially, oh, I was going to say, it partially sticks out at the end of it. Cool. So it looks like that is then swaying. Cool. Okay. Fair enough. I say it's recommended. And then it says flip it over. Okay. Right, that's interesting, because now we've got to build something on here now. So we need 2 of the flats of the, oh my god, hold up a minute, where's that piece? No, it's not in there. Right, what do we need? Is that a 2-piece? That might be. That might be. Because I can't see any more. 2 of them. Can't see with that bloody light. We need a long one. It ain't one of them. No, ain't none of them. Right, chat. It's one of these ones. We need 2 of them, which are these type issues with the holes in. So we need 2 of them, and 4 of the little cubes, but the flat cube ones, right? The flat ones, the singles, which are going to be in here, you know. No, they're not. Oh, for crying out loud. Alright, no worries. Are they in this bag? No, they're not in that bag. Oh, good. I hope they're not hiding. They're not in. They're definitely not in that bag. Then they've got to be in this bag. Ah, here they are. See, I told you they was hiding. So it's like short mini cube ones. Told you they was hiding. You've got to really look in these bloody bags. And put them all back. Cool. Right. Okie dokie. Right. Oh, no, we don't want that one. You can keep that one. So, what we need to do then is take one of the long ones and put it over the bridge. So it goes over. Right. We need to do that twice and put caps at the end of it. I'll show you. One goes on one and the other two. Right. Oh, so you needed another two of them. Oh, for crying out loud. Why didn't you tell me that? So I've got to do that twice. So I've got to put, oh, lucky enough I found them. God, that was alright. I ain't got to drag all that out. It says you've got to do it twice. God, blimey. I know. Anyway, we wanted to create this sort of style, basically, with the round ones. Right? Now, one goes, obviously, goes across. Cool. So it stops that from being jumped out. Okay, which it does. And the other one goes behind it. Cool. Okay. And we can see that. So it looks like it then bridges. It just swings left and right. So you can clearly see. Cool. Okie doke. Right, so what we need now. Oh god, we're back in this bag again. How did I know it was going to be back in his bag? Right, small one. A flat round cap. Yep, I see that in there. A red cube. Oh, I don't know where you got that. Oh, it's in the other bag. Is that a one red cube? Yeah, it is one red cube. And we need the... Is that the orange pack? It looks like the orange ghost. Let's have a look. So, yeah, orange ghost. One orange ghost. Right. Cool. Okay. So we're back to the orange. Is that all we need? Wow. That ain't a lot, is it? Right. So, okay. First of all, we take the red cube and the plate, and we put that in the centre. Cool. So we just put that so it sits in the centre, which is absolutely cool. The small one goes on top, and the ghost sits on top of the little thing. And you can turn the ghost how you want to turn it, basically. And where does that go? That sits on top of what? Oh, I see. So it looks like the ghost is going... Yeah, I can see what you mean now. So the ghost looks like it's turned. Spinning. Yeah, that's actually cool. That's quite a cool design. So it just sits in between. So it ain't got to go nowhere fancy. Just looks more like a guide than anything. So the thing just sits there and it just guides. Oh, crikey, it's that bloody fell out. So yeah, I suppose you can straighten it out after, but that's how it goes. It literally just sits and slots in. So you just literally slide it in. It's just the right thickness, so it can only slide left and right. Cool. Okay. we've got the cherry on the top part, which is cool. So the next part we're going to need then, we're at the page 224. So, looking at the next part, oh God, right, okay, we need this part, one of these. So it looks like you are going to need more bits out of this bag. Bag 10. We need 2 of them. We do 2 of them. At the end of the day, what else we got? Oh God, how the hell am I going to find that part? Is that in that? Oh yeah, there is. It's like a little pink. It's like a little pink sort of slot. Right, slide ones on here. Don't know what that's. I don't know. I ain't got a clue what that's for. Right, and we need 2 chimneys. Like little miniature chimneys, yeah, I did see black chimney ones, one there, and it had to be right in the corner, didn't it? Of course it would. It wouldn't be a chimney if it wouldn't be right in the corner. I can't see with the bloody clear. Jesus, yeah, that's better. And we need one of them again, slot ones. It's really weird. So it's one of them ones that's got the slot bit in. What do you mean? One of them, cool. And 4 of the little small, right, we need one of the big long free ones, which is one of these, right, so that's fine, and 4 of the little short ones. Oh, right, but they're not in that bag, that's why I don't want to tip out the bag out yet. So right, 1, 2, 3 and 4. I noticed there's some yellow bricks in here. I suppose that's going to be part of the build front. We're still building the 3D maze, finishing off the 3D maze of that front. So what we need to do first is take the long, solid, flat one that's got 5 on it, and put the cube right in the centre. Yeah, it's got to go flat. So basically it has to go flat right in the centre, hopefully. Cool, okay, and we put the 2 small ones at the side of it. Okay, fair enough. So we got this effect, basically. We got that effect on there, which then we've got that on there, so that's cool. So now we've got that sorted, we need to put that, no, we ain't finished yet, because now we need to take this piece, put that over the hole, so it covers the hole, which it does, and 2 at the side, cool. Okay, so we've got that sort of effect, so it's like a thing, and we need to put 2 underneath, on the black piece. Oh. 2 at the ends, just make sure to go right at the end, not in between. And then 2 at the other end, yes. 2 at the other end, and I'll show you the effect it's got. So basically you want to put the long feet, the long ones at the one end of that, so, and the other little short ones at the other end. That's what the book's saying. So where's this got to go now? This looks like this has to face, looks like part of this, because we need to cover this up. So the top one goes at the top part of there. Okay. Oh, I see. Holds it all in. Makes sense now. So then it can't come out, it can't pop out at the end of the day. And the other remaining bit looks like it goes right to the other side. So you've got the top part of the pink one on there, and where we've made that a little bit higher and lower, that then slots in between, and it should. Oh God. Now hold up, I'm pulling it all out. Not good. So no, something's not right with that build. I think I've got that wrong. It's the short ones that need to go on there. I think that's how it's done. Yeah, I've done that wrong. See again, at the end of it, it's the short ones that need to go on there. Yeah, it does. And then the long cylinder ones sits in between, and then it can't go backwards and forwards. So take them back off. Small one. I think they need to go on there. These then slot. Yeah, right. So again, that's really confusing, and I'll show you. Right. So the small pieces. God, that was nearly lucky. You drop that. So the small pieces actually go in on the blue piece, right? And then you don't put nothing on the black. You put the remaining cylinder chimney ones on top of the small ones that you just put on the blue. So then it's created this depth thing at the end of the day. Oh, except that one, fuck, that one's all fell in. Right, because again, it's only sitting on one. That one's fell off now. Great, lovely. And that one's all fell apart. Oh, nice one. Of course it did. That's just how it's going to go, isn't it? It's what these builds are like for Lego. So, on that front. So yeah, these then sit. They should sit in between, and that can't go anywhere. And then that sits flush, which it does. And it does sit flush. That's it. That then sits flush. And then you can see that then can't go anywhere, and it can't fall out, basically. On that front. So. Yeah, you can actually see that that mechanism. It can't go anywhere. It only goes so far, which is cool. Okay, fair enough. That's actually a little bit on that front, but yeah, we've got there in the end on that front. So yeah, it's gone in. So. Yeah, it's telling you to push these down. If they're sticking up, telling you to push them down at the end of the day. But remember, and that's what this book's saying, it's telling you to push these yellow items down. Like if they're sticking up, push them down. Right. So you should have 3 items. If the grey's sticking up, push it down. If the brown's sticking up, push it down. But then they're going to pop back out because remember, these are only, look, if I push that one and I'll put it back down, look, the brain comes back up again. So, it just, you know, it's just telling you for future reference for the next part, you know, if they do pop up, push them down. It's not a problem on that front. But we should have, that does work. And you can see that is now moving. So it looks like the ghost is stamped on it. And this is the mechanism. You can actually see the ghost going round the board and the Pac-Man going round the board. So it's not catching on anything, and it is all moving. So, which is cool. And it's the same with the bottom one. Right, at the end of the day, you can actually see the ghost going round. So yeah, nothing. So that is done correctly. Because if that was done incorrectly, oh, that's just popped out. Oh, for crying out loud! You know, so yeah, it's the only thing with Lego. You know, you've got to make sure it's all snug. And I did push it, but I think because it's pushing pressure on that, it's popped that up. I think that's what. Yeah, it is. Because I've popped it up, so it's probably not the greatest. I might have to stand it up on its side at the end of it. So I think because this is what's causing the problem on that front. Because if I lay that down, it's pushing on that pin, which is lifting this up. So I'll leave that there for a minute. You stand up an end. Let me grab. We need to make another 3 pieces. Oh God! Hold up a minute. Do we need? Hold up, I'm confused. 2 of the long pieces. Is that 2 of the short, 2 of the long? Well, I've only got one. I've only got one long. No, hold up. That's not right. It says too short and too long. Well, right, okay. The other two in here. Okay. That worried me for a minute. I thought, where's the other two pieces? They done me again. Too short, too long. Right, okay. And what do we need? 2 3s. Yeah, we've got 2 3s in here. Cool. 2 2s. Oh, 4 2s. 4 of the flat 2s. On that front. And 4 of the flat 2s and the little caps that goes on top. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, we only need 3. It's the other ones I needed 4. Right, okay, sorry, my mistake at the end of it. Right, so what we need to take the bottom part, and that needs to go underneath the 2. Cool. Then that sits on a 3. So we've got this effect, basically. So, and that's got to go on the board. And where does that go? So we want to be facing this way, because it's telling you, right, turn it up on its side. So, and that needs to go to, hold up. That needs to go yes. So you've got to make sure that blue piece faces down. Is that right? Or does that go up? Because I'm confused. I think it goes up, because if it went down, it wouldn't sit flush on that. And then that then gives you your... No, it won't go that way, see? No, it can't go that way. No, I'm baffled by this. This again, this is really confusing. I'm trying to get... Right, let's leave that out for a minute. We'll come back to that in a minute. That's done me on that. Right, let's build the other part first. We can come back to that in a minute, and then it might sort of slot into place. Right, the 3 on the top of the 2, cool. We'll take the another 3, so that creates a T, cool. 1 on either side, like a T piece, cool. Right, okay. We'll put the small pieces that go on the top of it. Right, oh I know. Like that, yeah. Cool. Then what do we need to do? Long piece in the centre, yeah. 2 pieces at the side. That then gives it its strength. So yeah, basically it creates like a T-piece, hence minus the ears. Right, and that goes onto this piece, and it does fit nice. So it's finishing, it looks like it's just finishing off this item here, and it does. It looks like it goes, then it looks like it goes around the maze. So we look like we've got to do the same thing again at the bottom part. See, I'm completely confused by the part of this because it could be because it's like that. Yeah, I think it is. Because if I go round, that then sits on that perfect. It does. It fits on there quite nice. Okay, that's what I said. Just a little bit of engineering and thinking on that front. Now it looks like we need to move on to the cog system. Let's have a quick Kit Kat. Let's try this mocha. I bet it's going to be bloody revolting. Oh my god, that'd be horrible. Oh no, not nice. No, it's not nice at all. I'm not keen on them. Right. We want one of the red ones with the 2 holes in the bits at the side. We want 2 of the reds, like the little red cat ones. No, it's not nice. I'll have to finish it. I can't give it to the dog. I won't be. Someone, my neighbour said, there's a new Kit Kat out. Yeah, I'll try one. Gold. No. No, it's alright. 1 cog. Yeah, we need one with a little handle sticking up, which we got. Cool. And ones with a little ball with the grey. How many do we need? Oh, we've only got 1. Oh, there's only 1 in there. Oh, alright. Yeah. No. I can tolerate the taste. Right, okay. Centre going into the centre, next to the pin, they've got to be pushed down, right? So they go flush. Same with the red one, next to it. So these go down. So they're raised more down. Then that sits into the red one. It then snaps in, so you've got a red and black. The little grey ball one with the little ball in it goes into the handle, and then that snaps. Is that snapping? Shall I call you Mister? Shall I call you Mister? What are you gay? You are gay. Shall I call you Mister? Right. The cog goes on the brown wheel. Cool. Okay. And the little yellow one goes on the grey one. Snaps into play. It does. Lovely. And it is turning, you can actually see. So we put the grey, we put the yellow one on the grey cog on the thing, which then starts turning the Pac-Man, the one of the ghosts around. At the end of the day, lovely. And we need to put the. Hold up, what's got going on? Is it the no? So where the ball goes, we want it the opposite end where it's got the blank, and we want it to put it on the beige, so it slots right through. Right. Oh, it's pushed it out. I can feel it. It's pushed it out. No, it's definitely pushed out. Sugar lumps. So this is what I'm saying about. Let me see if I can push that all the way down. That's not going flush. It's not going flush. Right, let me take that off for a minute. At the end of it. And I need to push that down. That's it. It's got to be sitting flush. If that is not sitting flush, it wasn't sitting flush, and I wasn't happy with that at the end of it. So, okay. Now this is going to be the most crucial part, because now you've got to try and squeeze that back in. And it does. Because it only flickers left and right, basically. Yeah, I've dropped that piece. I'm going to have to find it. See what I mean? That piece is falling out. This is not soon. You don't want to lose them. Back here, I found it. I've got dark brown carpet. Not great. Right, what it is, I'm trying to get the cherry straight. That's better. God, thank God for that. So, you know, if you look at the cherry moves at the same time with the little ghost, and it's all pointing in the same direction. You don't want it all cockeyed. But you've got to make sure that he's sitting flush against on that board. So it sits at the end of that back pin on there. That's why I took that off and put it back on at the end of it. But yeah, it's alright. It's all on. So, not a problem. Yeah, I can put this back at the end of it. So, the ghost goes at the bottom. Cool. It seems to snag a little bit on that front. Cool. And what about the what's that one? No, that's fine. Fine. Absolutely fine. I'm standing it up because I don't want to put pressure and knocking it all back off again. Anyway, right, we look like we're building this. The other part of the cog system. This is part of the mechanical side. So what we need, God, that's giving me indigestion there. Right, so we need one of these funny little cogs. Right, beige cogs, cool. We need two little grey cylinders. Yeah, the snap-on ones. That's one. Here's two. Here's the one that's hiding. Cool. Okay. We want a blue cog. Yeah. Is that a blue cog? Well, it's the only one blue cog on there. Looks like a blue wheel, basically. Cool. Okay. Yellow, blue. We want some little standoff ones, which again, in the packet, no, that's blue, we don't want them. We want two of them. Oh, four. We want four of them. Three. Well, I've only got three. crying out loud. Is it 3 or 4? You're saying you need 4. I've only got 3. Well, hold up. Are they the right ones? No, they're not. They're not even the right bloody bits. So, no, you didn't need them. Again, that picture. God, Jesus. So I said, you've got to really look at these pictures. They look like them parts, but they're not them. Right, okay. It's the other ones. It's these you need 4 of. Yeah, and there's 4 in there. Yeah, fine. Oh no, what have they done? Right, okay. And we need 2 of the little grey. Yes. 1 there and 1 of that. Right. Bloody fireworks. Don't they give up? They must have more money than sense to keep these fireworks off. That Kit Kat, won't be buying them again. I'm glad I didn't buy that one. Because it's bloody revolting. Mocha? No. Right. We need to take the other one and take the snap ones. Make sure which orientation is it. Oh right. Yeah. It doesn't matter, top or bottom. But they've all got to face the same side. Blimey. Right. So they're facing, they've got to be facing down, basically. But once you put them in, just chop them upside down, they'll be fine. Into it. Right, now this, where it needs to be, we've got to work on the side of the board. So we need to make sure that the red is facing the back and the overhang is facing towards you. Right, we need to come to the edge of the board, and it looks like where the joint is, we need to go down 1, 2, 3, 4th down from the second row. Down 3, 4. So it's just literally, if you have a look, where we need to put it is in these 2 holes, basically. So I just counted from the edge from the board, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's these 2 holes. So it's got overhang, right? So they just pop in, they snap in. That's where they go, right? Cool. Then we take the wheel, the blue wheel. We need to put one of the grey shafts right through, right? So it then spins. Cool. And we need to put that, again, not the greatest. I can't see from this angle. I don't know, it looks like it has to rub against that pile. I think it does go there. It does. Right. So again, on the aisle, if you count down on the beige pins from on this side of the board, if you count down 1, 2, 3, 4, it's the 5th pin. So it runs parallel to that yellow. And then that slots in with this cog, the black cog. So now when you're turning the cog, they both turn, right? So it's creating like a turning point. Right, cool. Okay. Now we need to take one of the grey ones and that. Put one of the black pins in. Is it black pins? Shall I call you Mister? Mister, yeah. Shall I call you Mister? Hold up. I'm confused. Is it grey pin or bloody... Yeah, it says you need to do it twice. Right, okay. So black pin into that. Yeah, so they go in. The little grey connectors. Put them in. And we need to put it in parallel, in line with the cog system. So there's, looks like these all run in one line. So there's 2 holes right next to this one. So there's 2 holes. So one goes one side, one goes the other. So one goes in, facing inwards, and I'll show you. Right. So one goes one side of it, and then you flip it over, miss an hole, right? You miss one hole, basically. Got the centre with the yellow, miss an hole where the red one is, and it looks like it sits in right underneath where that goes. Basically, it covers that white one up at the end of the day. So it only exposes one hole, and it looks like the same on that side. So that looks like it's done correct. And then what we need to do is take the wheel. I'm confused because I don't think I needed that spare one there. Into it, don't matter. Anyway, the main thing is to take the white wheel and put it on top. Put it on top of the grey, and there you've got access to your Pac-Man, and you can see it all spinning around underneath, which is cool. So that's that bit done. So again, I don't know what they're playing at there, but that got me more confused than anything. Cool. Right. We know, yeah, I knew they was going to concentrate on the cog mechanism, because concentrating on the front, that done all the 3D maze. So I suppose in this does make sense. We need to take a long rod one on that front. We only need one of these little yellows. This is another complex setup, what we're doing here, because it looks like you're doing cog mechanism setup. So you can gear all of the bits. And it looks like it slides. Does it slide in? It does. All the way to the top. Slide it all the way to the top, so it won't go no more. Cool. Then we need to take a round cylinder. That's why I'm not taking these out yet, until these half of these go down. Slide it in. These ain't going to go no, because they just spin round. So if you're careful, these just slide off at the end of the day. And we've got a 1-to-1 bit at the bottom there, just to make sure you've got the right part, and we have got the right part, so which is cool. Right, leave that one side. We now need another yellow part. Bloody crying out loud, why did you say take them all out? Right, okay, we need one of what the heck is this piece? Right, must be something complex. Right, what we need to do next then is move this, put the blue piece on first, on top of where the grey piece goes, that's what he's saying, then slide that in front of the blue. Oh, crikey, I nearly lost it again. Yeah, and that way it don't come off. I know why they've done that, yeah, so it looks like it's sandwiched, and it spins freely. So you can actually fill it. Right, and then what we need is one of them little light brown cogs. One cog, yeah, and that goes in, that sits behind that thing. So the cog's facing upwards at the end of the day. That's made that a lot stiffer now. A lot stiffer, but you can still turn. You can fill it. So yeah, so basically, hold up, have I got that the right way or the wrong way? I've got that the wrong way. No, I've got that the wrong way. So I've got to take the cog back off, and the thing, these bits have got to be facing towards and not facing down. Right, okay. So one's got to be inverted, one's got to be, I'm glad I checked that now. Right, so the way it wants to be, the cog wants to be freely, right, which it does. It speeds a lot more freely now on that front. Then this has got to be facing the top part of that pin, and then we put another cylinder, and it looks like we've got to do an inversion. So one goes one side, one goes the other, and that's what it looks like we've got to do. So 2 cylinders, grey cylinders. Okay, back on right through the centre in the middle of the cog, so the cog's facing the right way. Cylinder, cylinder, right, and then we need another one of them, another one of them things, yellow little standoff ones, and we need again another one of them blue ones. And what we do, the blue one then does the opposite. Is that right? Yes, it does. Yeah, and then we need to put the yellow one in front of that. So we got, so that's what it looks like basically. We leave one cog on, right, because we got to be facing it this way by the looks of it. The cog's facing down. We've got that piece facing, that is correctly now. That's just the way it's got to be. So that is definitely 100% right. Right, and then what we need is 2 more of the black standoffs. Yeah, did we have 2? Can I call you Mister? Mister, yeah. No, it's the little ones. So no, these are different. No, it wasn't them. It was the original ones that I said, where we had 3, and now we only need 2 of them. And they look like they've got to go through, one at one side. So let me find out which way this is, get the correct orientation. One goes at the bottom. I ain't going to push this all the way through because these look like guide pins. And one at the other. Yeah. I think these are guide pins. So basically, we want to keep it this side. And we want to push these like push ones. So they're sticking up. But these are ready to be pushed through to something. So don't push them all the way through just yet, because then you're going to have to poke them back out. Cool. No, because we'll still continue building a cogging mechanism. This, I assume, this is what's going to operate all of them cogs together in one go, because they're near enough all in contact with each other. And this is what we're building. So we need another one of them, of that thing that I just had, because we only had 3, and that's the last one. Cool. What else do we need? Let's have a look. Now we did have an orange cube one. Yeah, one of them. Cool. No, we don't need nothing else out of that, do we? No, not for the minute. And what else do we need? 4 of the cylinders. Yeah, there is 4 there. 2, 3, 4. Cool. 1 yellow. Yeah, there is 1 yellow. And we can put them back. It's getting a lot less of them. I knew this it was going to be complex. So what we need to do is take the longest red shaft, the red shaft one, and the last blue one of these things, and there's a 1-to-1 at the bottom. Make sure you've got the right one, which we have. We measured it on the book. You can clearly see in the picture it's got a 1-to-1 ratio right at the bottom there. So basically, what I need to do now is push one part into this. Right, okay. Does it go all the way in? I don't know. It's not telling me to push it. Oh, it does. It's got a standoff in the centre. You can't see it on the camera. It's got like a standoff bit inside the centre, so it can't be pushed all the way through. So right, cool, okay. Then we need to push one of the grey cylinders on. We need to keep it this orientation at the end of it, and we need that cog, one of that little grey cog, the last one. And again, keep it this orientation. What we need to do, push the cog towards it and not out. So basically, so the cog's got to go towards the orange. Cool. And then put the cylinders behind it. Okay. So we've got the cylinders and the little cog and the orange bit. Cool. Right, what else? right, this funny looking thing, and that's got to go towards the cog. Cool. Then the yellow bit behind it, so it can't come off. Yeah. Oh, we need a black cog and all. We need that, and that black cog goes behind it. Cool. So what was this for? Oh, guiding pin again. So this looks like a guiding pin. Goes at the back. Oh, for crying out loud, I can't even bloody push it in. Right, here we go. Yeah. So it goes at the back of that cog. Looks like it's where it slots in. So we've got this part and this part. This looks like part of the complex of the cog mechanism, what we need to put in. Now we need to put this together. Oh, right. That's interesting, because now we slot that in, by the sounds of it. We do. So we are left with this complex long mechanism. So one facing out, these two facing inwards. So the cogs normally obviously slot. And yeah, so that's cool. That then, if we bring that in, it looks like it's going to have to go into this complex mechanism here. God knows where that's going to go, but let's have a look and see where this slots in. It looks like it slots in between. Yeah, this is not easy, is it? Oh, I see. No, they've done that. Yeah, but how very clever is that? Hold up. No. I've done that. That's right. That's right. That's right. Hold up. Is these? Yeah, they are. That one's holding it in. You can't have these sticking out. That's why I said don't push these pins all the way through. One pushes in there, one pushes in there, and the other one pushes in there. Now she turns. So just be careful as you guide these in, because these are guide pins on there. Make sure they're not partly pushed in, otherwise this don't sit. So now when we turn the cog, they all turn, which it does. Cool. How cool is that? So now they're all turning. Yeah, that's working lovely. So that's going to go part of the handle system going in. That's all right. So that's quite a complex piece to put together. So the gears are all facing in, they're all hitting against each other. The only thing we need to sort out is this one here at the end of it, and there's probably a next part of the mechanism that's going to be made up. So that's cool. That's done. That's all now sitting nice and flush, which it is. Make sure, yeah. Cool. Okay. So we're up to page 234. So we're gradually getting there. He's getting there. So we need the blue standoffs now. We got loads of these. How many do we need? 12. Wow, I think that's all of them. Let's take them out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, hold up, I've counted them wrong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, exactly 12. So we can put the remaining bits over here, because you're going to probably need them anyway at the end of it, so, which is cool. So the remaining 12 bits of these, and these now, right, we've still got it in the right orientation. We want to keep this towards us, right? Now we take the sides, we start putting some of these standoffs in. So one at the bottom. Do these have to go? Oh, it's the small ones, sorry. The small side goes in, leave the big side out. So yeah, 3 on one side. Cool. And then 3 at the top. Corner, corner, and then on that side in the corner. Cool. So we've got 3 there and 3 there. We leave it over, do the other side. small side to the big dip there. Cool. Exactly the same, so we just need to rinse and repeat. Cool. You can actually lay it down and do it. Okay. So what it does, it then leaves free on each side of the pillar, basically. That's what it leaves it down to. So cool. Leave it laying down because of this mechanism. You don't want to end up damaging it. So the next part is we need one grey and one of these. We need to put the flush side going in, and it shows the 4 bricks going out. At the end of the day, okay, one yellow brick. There we go. Let's start the yellows. Actually, I can tip them out now. I won't need them. So because there's less bricks now, it's getting it easier. And put a yellow brick next to the red one, so we've got a yellow and red basically. Cool. Okay, leave that to one side. Need another dark grey one. Again, same thing again. Oh, hold up, is that the same one? I don't get that. I assume it is because it looks like it's sitting on top. So you take the existing brick, put a grey brick on top of that, and 2 of these little round hole ones side by side of each other, basically, so they're facing outwards, not outwards, sideways, because that's where it looks like it needs to go. So don't face them front, they got to go side. So there's got to be part of the other part of the mechanism. Right. We still need to build this up. Right, leave that to one side. We need to do that again. Why didn't it just tell you that on that page and just save all the headache? Right, okay. No, this one is a little bit different. So we need to take the yellow. No, we're building this one up for some reason. We take the existing red. Now we've got to make sure we get the correct orientation on it. And it now sits on top of the other red. So we've got this correct look. So there's the red sitting on in between them grey bricks, and then put the yellow one in between, so it looks like you're sandwiching it again, basically. And then you take another, yeah, okay. So you need to take another 2 of them grey ones. Again, repeat. Side, front, not front to front, it's side by side, so that it looked like you created the 4 holes. So you've got 4 holes at that front. Cool. Okay, and then we need to take another dark brick, put that on top. That then leaves it flush. Cool. Is that right? Yeah, basically. It looks like we've got to do this 3 times. So, well, how many have we got? That I can, no, is that 2 or 3? That looks like 3, and I've only got 2, so I'm going to have to do that again. But again, it's not telling you to do that. So yellow brick, and then the 2 bricks, on that front, and then we want a smooth grey cap to go on the top of it. So you then got 3 pillars. Now hold up a minute. One of them's wrong. No, one of them's wrong. One of them's going to have to come back out, and it looks like part of where that yellow brick is. So at the bottom, if we take the bottom one out, right? Yeah, it looks like it's on this one, right? So we take that out. This is what I said about confusion. At the end of the day, the way they do it, they really go back to front. So we need, on the bottom part, once we've got that, right, we take, if I take this one off, and I'll show you. Right. So when we put this second part on this, right, the second part has to be one of these little arm ones. So we put one at the top, the yellow, and hold up, because is that the yellow one or was that a, oh, I don't know, because now I'm totally confused because I don't get the colour code of what they're trying to say. You've got to get the colour code right. So we've got dark grey. Let me just count this up, guys, and I'll show you. Dark grey, red, yellow, dark grey, grey brick. Then it says yellow, then the red. Then you put another red on top of the yellow, and then the yellow brick on the other side. Right, okay. So we've got this hexagram diagram thing. This is right now. So you've got yellow brick, red brick of that L shape. Then you put a red one of these ones with the arm grabby on one top of it, and then the yellow brick on the other side. Now you can continue where you left off. Put them together. Right, except that that top one is not, the top part of that top one is not right. So that grey side has to come off. So once that comes off, yeah, then we put that on. Yeah, okay. So what about the top part piece of that? So we've got that on now. Yes, so that sits right. Now, this is the correct orientation. Now we need to do it. So we've got a long grey one, and what do we need? A light grey one that clicks all the way to the side of these. So we need a, so you don't, so yeah, this was done wrong. The confusion was this colour coordination here, because you've got to put, once you copied the bottom, what was throwing me off, I thought you put the greys on top like the others, and it wasn't. You need to put these grabby arm ones on, which is one of these, in its place on top of the yellow, and then put a yellow brick right next to it, and then put the grey, and then repeats at the bottom what you did at the top, and then just a flat grey cap, like on these, flat grey ones. And once you've done that, then you put the sides on. So yeah, that's fine. It's right now, but that was wrong earlier. Because again, looking at the picture, it's really confusing, and it's telling you if you've got to do that. It says ×2. What? So you've got to do that 2 times? Really? Let's go back to the second page. Yeah, you have. So you've got to do that twice. So you need to do that twice. But again, the book don't tell you. If you look at the book doesn't mention anywhere it says you've got to do that ×2. Right at the bottom page it does, but not in the beginning of the page it don't. This is what I'm saying. So we need to, I'll just copy that. I'm just going to copy what I've just done now on the correct way. So again, dark grey brick, one at the bottom, yellow one, and then another dark grey one at that front. Yeah, cool. 2 bricks, cool, okay, and then another L-shaped yellow brick. Now this is where the confusion got me. Take the yellow red arm and put it on the yellow one, and then the yellow brick behind it. That's what threw me off. And then 2 grey bricks. That's what I missed out. And then same thing again, yellow, and then red, and then yellow. Then 2 more grey bricks, and then a flat dark grey cap, and then a grey side. And then hence you should have 2 of these, which I have now got 2, which is cool. That front. So what we need to do is, that side is now done, cool, there's 2. Now these look like these, go to the side, and the hands have got to be facing, you see the little hands, they've got to be facing up, not down. So we'll take the existing, let me just quickly show you guys, and that just makes it easier. So what do? Again, the angle is not great. It looks like it has to go flush at the back, which then near enough brings it flush at the front. So you need to put them in the top holes here. That's what he's saying. That's what I can read on there. So this sits flush. God, you ain't even bloody going in. Are these even lined up? These don't feel lined up. Wow. They're not even lined up. Unbelievable. No, that splits them apart. Wow. That actually splits them apart. So that can't go like that. So that means something on this is wrong. So let me just double check. We got the arm going up, cap, hold up. No, it don't go that way. So we've got cap there. There's a cap missing. So these are still wrong. Wow. You believe that? That is still wrong. So it's saying on there, I don't know, it looks like, let me just put a dark grey cap underneath and then try it again. And then it fits perfect. Unbelievable. So, right, on this, right, because I've done the same at the bottom, it was too short. You've got to put another dark grey to space this out above. Really? Oh yeah, it does. That was me. I've misread it. Sorry, guys. So yeah, it's got to sit in between. It's got to sit in between. Not that one, because that one's done. It's got to do the top one. This is the only thing when you're trying to take the caps off. So you've got to put dark grey after the top of these ones, and then you put hold up, no, that's wrong. So that sits on there. It has to sit on that grey cap. Alright, I'll show you. It's this one it sits on. So it sandwiches between that. And then you put these at the side. So then it overhangs. Now it'll line up. Because, again, this part's got to be facing towards. So, and then, if you look, it wasn't lining up before. Now it lines up perfect. And it does. Snaps on. So that was, again, you've got to really look. Not the easiest builds to actually put this. It's not the easiest. So, yeah. Hey, bud. Hey, back on. Well done. I've just run into a bit of an hiccup again on that front. I can see the main bit. Can I see the main bit, please, Jill? Sorry, guys. So, yeah. So the base part, that is now finished, right? I've now made part of the coin, the actual, the main things now, so you can actually see. I'm trying to zoom in so you can get some much details. So now it all seems to like spins round because of this complex. I had to make this up. The issue that I had with these pillars, because we've got to have this arm, because we need to make, obviously, we need to make this part move, because the cherry moves at the same time. So we need to move this about, and that's what this is. So basically, it was these arms here that were wrong on that front, because you have to. I didn't know you have to put another spacer in between, because I went, that feels a bit tight. It shouldn't be like that, and it pulled the bricks apart. No, again, the book doesn't do it justice. It's really, it really gets your brain scrambled. Like I said, this is a really complex system. I wouldn't even like to think of what that Millennium Falcon's like, because that's much bigger. That's on a much larger scale. 7,000 pieces. This is 2,000 pieces. I don't know. I think I'd struggle with that, trying to put that together, because this is quite complex on its own. So, looking at that, we ain't got to make any more, have we? Have we got to make any more? Yeah, we have. We got to make another 2 of them. Would you believe that? Wow. So, again, same thing. Let me move this up. That's unbelievable. So, I forgot. So, you've got to do another 2 at the side. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy what I've just done now, because it's the same thing, because there's nothing coming out on this side. You've got holes going in and all round on here. So, except for like that piece over. But it needs a good clean, because again, bloody fingerprints is like a magnet with this stuff. But it is all gone on there. That's the main thing. Is it does all work, you know. And the cog mechanism at the side works beautiful, you know. So now it turns it all round. So now and it feels nice. It feels nice and loose, not too loose, but it's just the right consistence. So again, that chain is a really challenge motion to try and do on that front. But so yeah, what did I start off with? I started off with, oh yeah, brown, and then the yellow brick, basically, and then another dark grey brick. I think that's what was doing it. I didn't put one of these bloody spaces in at the end of it, and then I forgot how to put these in. So again, you've got to get these round the right way. They've got to be facing, these can't be facing the front. They've got to be facing the sides. So on that front, and then what did we have? Again, we've got to do this 3 times. I really nearly pinged a bit on the floor. It went flying. The dog nearly ate it. And I went, no, don't bloody eat it. I went, no, that's otherwise he thought it was a bit of food. I went to crank. I went, no. Now, this is the bit that got me, because I really buggered up here. So I've got to put the red piece on top of the yellow piece, right? And then a yellow brick on top of that. That's what really threw me off the first part. And then I put the grey bricks on. Yeah, the dog nearly ate the piece. He thought it was a bit of food. He thought it was a bit of bread or something, and it pinged on the floor. I see him jump. I mean, glad he never ate that. That would have been fun, trying to get that out. I'd have had to wait 24 hours before he digested it and got it out the other end. No, I thought no. So I've got so this one here, and this is where I screwed up last time. So I've got to put another spacer on the bottom of that, then another 2 bricks, yes, and then a blank cap on top of it. That's it. That's what was doing it. It really threw me off. So that's quite a complex bit. So the 2 bits at the bottom, and I think it was that bit, and I didn't put a spacer. Where is it? I didn't put a spacer right up in between this. And I think that's what done it, because when I tried to put it, I nearly split all this bloody apart, and all that nearly come up. I went, oh no, lucky enough I saved it quick. It wasn't a total disaster. So you've got to make sure you put a spacer in between that. But that bloody book is, Christ. Yeah, I wonder if Andy would ever be able to challenge to actually do this. Would he have the patience? Because I'll tell you what, it will challenge your patience to the grand extreme on this, and that's no exaggeration. You know, I honestly thought, yeah, hold up, I'm a grey brick short. Oh, right. If I start off with that, I'm going to be another one short. So we asked, see, I knew it, I bloody knew it. So straight away, I'm going to be a piece short. And I already can see a problem. So again, Lego have left this out. This is going to cause an issue. I need another one of these to space this out, because this will go on right? I haven't put that grey brick, I haven't put that one on, have I? No, you've not. What a banana. Right, that has to go on there. That will click on this side, right? Which it does. It clicks on lovely. But I need another one of that grey brick, and I haven't dropped nothing. Nothing's gone on the floor. So again, Lego have really they've done me again. So again, I'm a piece short, one piece short, because I've got to have 2 of these. See what I mean with Lego? What did I say earlier on? One piece, and I'm really dead careful of taking these out. And it ain't gone anywhere, and it's not in there. Because of that reason, that's now going to make me short on putting that next part on. Because it's like you said, you need 2, and I've only got 1. Let's just double check, make sure that is not gone on the floor. I doubt it, because I didn't do anything ping. No, there ain't. Well, that's going to be a right piss, isn't it? Because now, bloody hell am I supposed to... It ain't gone under the mat, is it? No, it's not. No, because it, you know, I tipped it all that carefully on. This is why I use white. And it ain't gone underneath there. I'm going to have to improvise again. I'm going to have to use some of the little squares, these main squares. So again, they've done me out of one of these. And I need this because this is what this, looking at this is the piece that I need. I actually need that piece to space that out. And there ain't another one. Now, it ain't hiding. It's what you see on here. I need that as the base. At the end of it. That then, one of them and a yellow brick. No, hold up. No, I'm more than one short. More than one short. Oh, for crying out loud. How the friggin' hell. I'm going to need... I need 1. I need 2. So I was supposed to have 3 in there. Right, I'm going to have to improvise here. Jammy bloody dodges. Right. Let's have a look, see what I can try and salvage. I'm really disappointed because, again, I'm going to have to... I don't think I'm going to be able to do it all, you know. I've got a blue, orange and a red. Yeah, not great. So if I put... What normally goes is dark, in it. If I try and put the dark ones, put a red and a blue and an orange at the back of that. But I'm still one short. Still one short. Wow. Trying it, lad. I've got to try and straighten these squares up. This is what I'm saying about with the bits coming out. Oh, there's a yellow there. Might be able to use that yellow one. Oh, there's a... Yeah. You got 2 yellows? Can I call you mister? Why are you gay? You are gay. Right. It's not the right one, but it'll do. It's multicoloured, right? But we're still one short from the top part. Right, because I've got to try and replicate that. So... side by side, this is gonna be rather interesting. Yellow, and then red on that top part. Is that right? Let me double check. It is. So yellow at the back. Cool, and then right. Right, that one on there, okay, yellow brick. Now this is where we need another one of the spacer. and I have not got no more spaces. Oh, there's a black. What a big bloody deal. We've only got one. Yeah, they've done me. I'm a piece short because this is the top part of the cap. Oh God. This is what I was saying about pieces. You know about with you know, with builds and things. You're thinking, oh no, oh no. Sounds like Kenneth Williams. Oh no. Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to bloody do that one. I'm going to get round that. I ain't got a clue. Tell you what, if I take one at the bottom, I'll take these ones at the bottom. I think they might be good. And then I can sandwich that. Right. No. God, jeez. Yeah. Put that piece back in. No, hold up. Oh, for crying out loud, the piece has got going. And then I might be able to put two pieces at the side there. That one's gone in. That one's gone in. But it's not ideal because, again, we're two pieces missing. It's not... And I ain't got no other colour screws to actually try to cover these up. No, I haven't. Bugger. Right, no worries. Yeah, it'll have to do. But it's multicoloured, but at least it will go on and line up. And she does. Well, you say that. I can't even bloody squeeze it on. Ooh. No, here she goes. She's on. Lovely. Nice. So we've got all these coloured ones on. It's multicoloured on one side, but it doesn't matter. At least it is all connected. Cool. Oh yeah. Front. That just gives that strength. Stop that from folding in. But it's not the right colour. Because these ones have got multicoloured and I've got a piece missing. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if I can take that one out... Oh no, there ain't. There is a piece missing. Yeah, I can't do it. There's no other way of doing it with it, is there? No. Yeah, because these two are hiding. Ah. That's a shame. Can I do the... What about that red one? Can I move that red one at the bottom? Let's see if I can move that red one to that corner. That might be able to try to hide it up. Because that's going to be on display otherwise. Yeah, actually. So which way these got to go? So they looks like... Got to think about it for a minute. So yeah, it's the red one. So if I take the red one and put it underneath, yep, that might just about do it. You see if I can just pinch that one off. Oh my god, that's it. Fucking Jesus. What I might have to do is just nip that off and then put it onto that corner. Oh no, it don't go on there, does it? Because it's got to go on the other side. Hold up. Hold up, hold up. Yeah, it has to go. It has to go on that side. The red goes on the red, and then that then should show up. God, Jesus, let me show you. So basically, what I wanted to do, because I'm one piece short, I'm trying to cover it up. Basically, so it looks like the bricks are showing, because this side's going to show. So I've got none showing on that side at the end of it. So when I push this in, it should then, in theory, cover that bottom piece up, and it does. It then shows, because this bit you're going to see, you're not going to see it at the back, because this is going to be the back piece. So I'm not really, to be totally honest, I'm not bothered about, you're not going to see it from there anyway at the end of it, but it will show at putting it on the side. So I thought, yeah, because that's going to be inside the cabinet. So just in case, if you might just see the part of the fronts on that. So yeah. Double check. Did I put that correctly? Yes, you have. Yeah. So one of these is going to be like multicoloured, because it's like all bits missing. But it don't matter. I mean, it's still gonna do its job. It's just a shame that that piece was, 2 pieces of that was missing. 2, not 1. So they didn't put 2 bits in. Otherwise, it's going to stop me from building, which that's a shame, because otherwise I'm going to start running into issues. I will contact them and tell them about the issue of the pieces missing, and then they'll just send me a pack of Lego out at the end of the day. So, because I hate these bits not being correctly, because that drives me up the wall. So, right, the next bit is, we don't need to do these because I've already done it. We've done the 4 pillars, which we have. Hold up. No. You shouldn't be seeing these. Them ones you should, them ones you shouldn't. So, well, that's interesting, isn't it? Now look at this. Look. On the bottom ones here, right, if I'm reading this correctly, this is confusing. You ain't brick short. I don't think we're brick short. I think they were. I've got to redesign that pillar. Because look, the bottom ones on here, right, the actual bottom parts, if I show you, I've got these dark grey bits, right, on the pillar, right, so it's got it sandwiched. But on this one, they ain't on the bottom of here, because it has to go flush with this. And then it sticks out, and it don't stick out on here. So, them bits that I was short, they need to come back off and put that, and just leave them bits on. So that would then give me the correct parts that I need, which would have been the 2. So these both have to come off. For crying out loud. So basically, I need to redo that pillar and leave the bottom part ones off, because they've got to sit flush, and that's where it has to sit. It has to sit flush. Right. Well, that's unbelievable. Well, that saves me the headache, because Lego are pretty good on that front. They are. Normally they say, "Oh no, we can't, we don't do things like that." So then I can take all them extra bloody bricks off and put the correct ones back on. if that one will come off. Cool. Off. And we can take that one off. I didn't think it was. I thought they don't normally give you bits that's missing. You know, very rare. I mean, it's down to you thinking, well, you've not done it correctly. There's the reasons why. But that bloody guide is just, it doesn't help. It really doesn't help. I think that's correct. So I'm going to double check, and I'm going to use that one for reference underneath. Let me just double check to make sure that that is correct. And I think that one's correct. No. So on this one, that arm looks like it's got to go up one. So this arm is still wrong. So okay, I'll move it down and just take the top cap off and move it up. Then put the top cap on the top one. Now it's correct. So one goes down and one's in the centre and one's at the top. Right, that's correctly now. That's the correct. So if I put that on, that sits flush and it doesn't stand out. So which is perfect. So no, I wasn't a bit short. It's the way that got put together. The book confused me as usual. Right, okay, fair enough. Jesus. I mean, it really does push your challenges to that point. So there weren't no bits missing after all, not one. So I've got to try and get that bloody bit off. Where's that Lego connector? Yeah, there you go. So no, it was right. I'd done that wrong. The part was actually wrong on that front. So I've got to build this back up again at the end of the day. And yeah. So grey brick. So it's got to sit, the red brick, so it has to sit like that. That's where it has to sit. And then the grey bricks have to sit at the side. Hold up, what side does this go? Is that going that side? Yes, it does. Okay, so we stick to this side. And then, so that's going there. Yellow brick, cool, okay. And then the dark grey. That's what I said. I thought I was grey bit short when I put this together. So this one has to sit flush. That one stands longer. This one is shorter. I told you, your brains go scrambled when you're trying to sit there and you're trying to work it out. You could have got back of it back in the days when you was younger, but as you go, your brain goes scrambled as it gets older. And these ones have to go at the top, not in the centre. Then the cap goes on. That's it. I've got it now. And it's the correct colour scheme. It's the correct colour scheme. So these ain't bits. There weren't no bits missing. It was me, the way I put it together. And that fits perfect. And we've got the correct colour scheme to go with it. This is what I said to you about the challenges that you've got to have to put these in, and they are a challenge. Yeah, because now that piece is right next to that piece, so that fits perfect. Right, okay, let's put these little bits back in that bag. God, that was handy. That was handy. Right, lovely. The correct colour scheme now. We've got all of the fronts on. And we've done that piece, right? Now these are the right colour pieces. We've got the correct colour scheme going at the top. Colour scheme at the top. These are at the top. These are halfway through, which they are. We ain't no bit short. Cool. Okay. Now let's take the other remaining pieces and let's put these together. So orange piece, One red piece. Hold up. Where's the red piece? No, put them in here. For crying out loud. No, one of these pieces. Right, cool. This looks like it goes onto the arm system now. So, one slides over the ball. Cool. Yeah. And one slides over to the cog. What cog does it slide over? Looks like it goes over. Right, hold up a minute. Where's the other bits? Ah, right, I see. One goes... and then one slides on top. Right, cool. Oh no, I've done it wrong now. You poke that through. Right. Over on that arm. That then slides over that front. Ah, no, it goes onto that red ball. Hold up a minute. I'm confused. So the red ball goes on that one. Oh, and then it goes on the other side. Sorry, I got that back to front. And then that clicks over to that arm. That gives that clearance. Right. Makes sense. So now when you... Is there another block I can put onto this? Yeah, there is. Let's put the blue one onto the black one on there. That's doing my bloody head in, that is. That's better. Hated it when it's like that. So now when we turn, they all turn together. Literally all of it, even the middle bit now all starts to spin. Cool. So the cherries move. Yeah, that's actually quite cool. Cool as a cucumber. Cool. Right, that's alright. So we've done that piece. Lovely jubbly. Won't that piece clicking on there? Oh right, I see. So have we got any pieces? Where's this piece gone then? Why have I got two pieces down on here? Because it's supposed to be all covered in. I've got two pieces exposed. Huh? You shouldn't have. I might have to go back to the previous pages because where's that I think it was up to page 10 on there. I think it was up to this page. Right, okay. I shouldn't have any other bits exposed. No, I didn't do this piece. I knew I didn't. Do you know what? I knew something weren't right. I just knew it. So, yeah, it was these pieces here. So we needed two. We double check. So it's not right here because this ain't finished. Thought it was again. And it's right up to this point where I've got it here. bloody Nora. Jesus, stupid things. It's really like, you know, challenging. Right, I don't think I need that, but let's double check. So we need two. One goes on top of one. And yeah, because it looks like this is where this piece goes. One piece goes on top on that. Then it sits. Yep, it sits on there. Then that piece sits on there. Okay. Then it sits on another three. Then another two sits on top of that. Then we need two at one end, three at the other. That then leaves that exposed. Cool. That then sits. Does that sit over it? Yeah, it does. And then this piece we need a small one of these, and it goes under. I think it does. And then that exposes over that. And then that should hold up. That's it. It looks like that's how it's exposed. That's it. Now it ain't exposed. So I've made a little bit of a foo-foo right on that corner. Don't matter. It's rectified and it's done. Cool. So now we've got the puzzle completely all finished. So we'll put back on that side because this is where we're up to again. At front, we need to build this front level up here. So looks like to me a foo-foo. Huge, right? Okay, so flat ends inside. Cool. Okay, flat end inside. Do we leave a gap? Hold up. Is this... So when I'm doing that piece, it says I need two of them and two of the 3 bricks. Okay. The 2 bricks go on top of the... Right, so we need 2 times 2. Right, cool. Oh, I see. They go at the end to finish off. Right, and I'll show you. Cool. So that finishes off this corner. So when you put it on, you go a nice long gap in the centre there, and it also finishes this up. So this looks like this all pings inside. So it brings it all up into that. So that's cool. That's fair enough. Right. So what we got, we should have medium brick, long brick, and a short brick. We need a cherry. Yep. We've got a cherry and a Pac-Man. Alright, where's a Pac? Oh, there's a Pac-Man. Cool. Right. So what do we do? Flip her over? We do. Do we go? Yes. So the red bricks at the back. So it does. So it's all facing front. So again, building up the front. Long. It looks like the long brick at the front there. So it sits on that. Cool. Then the short brick. Yeah. Okay. And then the long brick. Then that binds all that wall up. Cool. And then what do? We should have 2 Pac-Man. Oh, I see. So it's like lives, is it? So, oh yeah, we've got 2 Pac-Man. So how many down? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So these look like your lives. Miss one and put one in. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah. And the cherry goes 5 along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 along. Cool. So then it looks like you've got spare lives and a cherry. So it looks like part of a screen. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. That looks like then. That looks like that's going to be the end of that build. God for that. So these are all bloody spare bits. Let's put all these back in. That really screwed me up, that part. That was the most complex bit I ever had to do. And again, not the easiest. So, the next part is going to be 11. At the end of the day, part 11. What's the time? 6:36. Cool. Let's put all these remaining bags into these bags. If these can all go in a box after, then I can put the box away. At the end of the day, so it's not a problem. So, in the next episode, right, this is where we're up to now. We've done all the complex bit. We've got all these in. Got the cog mechanism working. This is now all correctly. It's not overhanging. And I ain't pieces short. God, I hate that. I just want to, you know, that really panicked me. I mean, for crying out loud, I don't believe it at the end of it. So, we're up to episode 11 on the next build. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for a quick break, and then I'm going to start on episode 11 of 14 of the Lego Arcade. That give me 5 minutes to have a break, and I will be back in a short while. So I'll catch you again very soon.